Hey everybody, welcome to Community Talk with Brandon Gear. I'm here today with my good friend Don Peppers. And how you doing, Don?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man. We always run into each other.
Yes, sir.
Finally got you on the show.
Yes, sir. Most time we run into each other at Bible.
Right. Family stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so he actually have a couple of things he want to share, about the community. And so we're going to start about with the program. I'm going to let you go ahead and chop it up with that.
Well, for the last 15 years, I've had a heart to mentor young people in our community through a program called Camp Proverbs.
Okay.
Just 2 years ago, we were able to transition that into a bigger platform through the Proverbs Mentoring Organization.
Okay.
And the Proverbs Mentoring Organization has 5 different programs that we have under it.
Okay.
Our signature program is of course Camp Proverbs for young men.
Okay.
Where we mentor young men in the community through various programs, college tours, athletic camps, prayer groups, a lot of different things of that nature. And we do some of the same things with our young ladies with Camp Essence.
Okay.
And so those are teenage girls from the Tri-County communities that we mentor, me and my wife.
Yeah.
And then we have an AB Honor Roll program where we try to encourage African American boys to improve academically.
Yeah.
To kind of get on the AB Honor Roll and celebrate that as a great achievement. And so we started that 2 years ago. And then we have the Extra Mile program where we actually have try to sponsor a child for extracurricular activity that maybe they can't afford.
Oh, awesome.
And so the extra is for extracurricular, and then the mile is for meaningful, interactive learning experiences.
Okay.
And so we're still trying to raise funds for that, and so we can really push that here soon.
That's great. Awesome.
We feel like we're on the right path.
Okay. Now, is this open to anybody, or is any specific within the school or the county you live in?
Anybody in the Tri-County communities that know of us can contact us for any of these services or any of these camps.
Okay.
We were primarily started in Pendleton, which is my hometown, and I was at Riverside Middle School in Pendleton for a long time, so that was our primary base.
Okay.
But God has allowed us to start reaching out into Anderson more.
Okay.
And so we're starting to see some fruit from this Anderson area as well.
Awesome. So tell some people they might not know you, like a little bit of background, your story, you coming into the community, doing community work, and stuff like that.
I've always had a passion for my community.
Awesome.
I've known that for a long time, even as a child. Just during Black History Month or during anything at school, if there were riots or fights, I was always kind of the peacemaker.
Okay.
Always had an interest in the community.
Yeah.
And so my first sign that I knew I could impact my community was through Leadership Pendleton.
Okay.
It's a program for community leaders, and I got involved through the influence of Carol Burdett, who was our mayor at the time. She's currently the president of the United Way.
Oh.
And she had a big impact on me. Her and Nancy Helms in Pendleton had a big impact on getting me involved in that community. And just as I was starting Camp Proverbs, all of that just kind of merged.
Wow.
And from then, God had me in that place to be an influence in that Pendleton community. And awesome. So when you have children and when you're in the school, you realize just how important it is.
Yeah, it is.
To be a light for young people in your community. And so that's my assignment. And he's opened up a lot of doors with that in this community for me.
Awesome. All right, so I know you also have, you're a speaker.
Yes.
And you have a little organizational program called Pep Talk.
Yes, sir.
All right, explain a little bit about that.
All right, so Pep Talk, it started with me coaching.
Okay.
And of course, when you're in that locker room, you're trying to fire up your team, trying to motivate them and inspire them to go win the game.
Yeah.
It's known as the Pep Talk.
Yeah.
And so one of my players, when he was graduating, ended up writing an essay paper on me about the impact that I had on his life.
Wow.
And it was entitled Pep Talk. And he told me, he said, I could see you doing pep talks.
Yeah.
I was like, really? And it seemed like once you hear it once, you hear it twice, you hear it 3 times.
Start hearing it repetitive.
And that's a sign from God that, listen, maybe you have something to say.
Awesome.
And for me, I'm comfortable in that locker room speaking to my team.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't know where it comes from. It's like you don't plan it, but to go out and to speak and solicit yourself as a speaker, that's kind of different.
Yeah, it is different.
And I'm not that guy. I'm kind of shy.
Yeah.
I don't foresee myself as a great speaker.
Yeah.
But when God has something for you to say, He'll have you to speak to people, and it's like it's all about Him. And that's what I've seen over the last 5 years. And so I've been able to speak at a lot of high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, community civic organizations, a lot of churches.
Yeah.
And so we continue to do that now, and it's been good.
That's good, good. I know by listening to you, I know you did some work with United Way. How deep are you with United Way? Because that's a pretty big. Yeah, that's pretty big.
I just believe, and me and my wife has always believed in what the United Way does for the community. And so we've always tried to be involved with volunteer work with United Way. Of course, if we have some extra money, we try to make sure that we donate to United Way. And just in this area alone, some of the programs that they have, our community wouldn't be what it is without a program like United Way.
Exactly. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to get back with you, take a little break, and we're going to speak about a little bit more about community work. Okay?
Thank you.
Welcome back to Community Talk with Brandon Gear. I'm here again with Don Pepper, and he actually got a great opportunity within a year being the actually athletic director. And it's for Anderson Christian School, correct? Okay, all right. So that's a big deal. I mean, that's pretty big, being a director and helping a lot of students and kids on something they have a goal of doing. And so, yeah, let's shine a little bit of light about your position there.
Well, first of all, I thank God for being at Anderson Christian. It's a great place for Christian education and for Christian athletics. But the opportunity came by way of me wanting my son to be in smaller class sizes.
Okay.
My son has autism.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to get him out of a school that is somewhat crowded and a lot of distractions, get him into a smaller space to where he could flourish as a student.
Yes, sir.
He's such an internet guru, and he followed Anderson Christian's basketball team.
Okay.
And we end up kind of following Anderson Christian on social media. We followed them in a basketball tournament that they were in Seneca. Went to see him play. And so my son had began to research some of the players. He's weird like that. And after that, I said, son, do you want to go for a tour to Anderson Christian? And him being a young black guy, his perception was, well, I don't think too many black people go there.
Yeah.
And I said, it's about you, man. And so all he knew was that they had a couple of black guys on the basketball team.
Okay.
So when we went to the school, and he toured, first time he was like, I don't know, Daddy. Second time we went, he had some guys who came out and gave him a tour.
Okay.
And we talked to the principal, and lo and behold, I had a conversation with her in the office, and I had made the cover of the Anderson magazine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The magazine was on her desk.
Yeah.
She made no mention of it, but she's sitting there talking to me, and then 20 minutes after I leave, I get a phone call from my secretary, and she offered me a job. And so that was all God. That magazine actually was my resume.
Yeah.
And I went back for an interview. They gave me the job. My son not only goes there now, all 4 of my children are there.
Wow.
So I have 4 children at Anderson Christian. And as an AD, we're trying to push not only basketball, but we're trying to push our cross-country programs, volleyball program, soccer.
Okay.
Just started a bass fishing team there.
Yeah, I see that online.
An equestrian team. And so we're growing as an athletic department. Got some great coaches. There we have Daryl Oliver, who I just hired.
Okay.
He's a former associate head coach at Clemson University.
Wow.
For their girls program, so he's ready to lead our girls program. We have Josh Brown, who's leading our varsity boys program.
Okay.
I think they're a state championship team.
Wow.
And Chad Allenwine, who's just made the 20 under 40.
Okay. Yeah.
He's leading our cross country team and our strength and conditioning. So we have a great group of coaches in all of our
great
sports.
History, great experience. So now, as far as Anderson Christian School, a lot of public schools don't allow God, and how do you feel that? How important that is, as far as like with athletes? Because I mean, with athletes, sometimes all they look is what they can do, as far as like. But I just feel, having the spiritual guidance will, make them better.
Right.
But
I think the freedom to be able to express yourself. In your faith, is huge.
Yeah.
Now you can do that in public school as well. It's frowned upon sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of schools who's doing a great job with it through the FCA programs, and so you at other schools where you can only do it through FCA or Prayer at the Pole.
Yeah.
We can do it on a daily basis.
Yes.
And then our coaches can be who they are.
Yeah.
And encourage their student athletes in the faith, and so that's a good thing. And as an AD, I was ridiculed as a coach before about that.
Really.
And I think now God just has me right in my element because I've always done sports and ministry, and now this is perfect way that it combines and allow me to use all my gifts.
Awesome. Now, as far as you got any events coming up, as far as like with the school or yourself personally that you want to?
Yeah, so for Anderson Christian, we have a couple of things coming up. You should come.
Okay, I'll be there.
On Wednesday, we have our media day.
Okay.
Brendan Gearmay can come out there and do a little interview session.
Okay, yeah.
That would be good. Community talk. We're here at Anderson Christian. But yeah, so that's Wednesday. And so we'll have our basketball teams with some photo ops, social media blasts, some interview sessions, some refreshments. So if anything, just come for the Chick-fil-A.
Every Wednesday? Or
it's just this Wednesday because basketball kicks off this week.
Okay.
And then on Friday we have our Midnight Madness event.
Okay.
Similar to what a lot of you big-time colleges do. We'll have the DJ and the light show. It's like a glorified pep rally to kick off basketball season. That's from 7 to 10 p.m. on Friday night.
Okay.
So last year was our first year. We had J-Do, who was our guest MC, and we kicked it off that way. So this year we hope to have another blast and start a new era of Anderson Christian basketball.
Awesome. All right, what about yourself as far as like, are you speaking anywhere, or if you got anything, within the community you got going on?
Right now, because of so many of the duties and obligations at Anderson Christian, it's tough for me to try to spread my wings that much.
Yeah, of course.
But the speaking engagements, I still have a few of those.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Jeremy Goldsmith?
Jeremy? I know some Goldsmith.
Jeremy Goldsmith is a great influence. More in the Greenville area.
Okay.
He and his wife are doing some great things. A young couple who we admire, me and my wife, and we spoke some things to their life, but they have taken off. So they're having a conference for any aspiring entrepreneurs, visionaries, youth ministry leaders. They're having a conference November 23rd, and me and my wife are going to keynote a session on nonprofits.
Awesome.
So anybody who wants to get more information about how to get involved in their community through nonprofit work, we'll be presenting a workshop for that on November 23rd.
Awesome. Now I know you mentioned your wife a lot. I know y'all partner in a bunch of stuff. How important being married and it is nowadays as far as like with your community work and y'all working together? How important you feel that's about?
Man, it's huge. We can get so busy in the community, so busy coaching, so busy being accessible to everybody else, and our families may lack.
Yeah.
And that was my deal for a period of time. And I got a message from my wife. Just she was first graded, and we happily married. We love each other, but she had to get real with me.
Yeah.
And she sent me a message to say, in short, she say, Coach, the home team needs you.
Oh, okay.
And you talking about humbling as a husband when your wife says something like that. And so I had to balance things a little bit better.
Yeah.
And we do ministry together. Like she's the director of Camp Essence for our girls.
Okay, yeah.
I lead the boys. And a lot of the church things that we do, we help to lead and teach together.
That's crazy.
So, and my children are already, they have no choice. The mantle is on them to be community oriented. So we do a lot of family ministry.
That's great.
And I think one person can lead, but if you don't incorporate your family, then you're probably going to end up having some complications in that home.
Awesome. All right, well, like I said, we're pretty much about to wrap it up. Do you have anything you want to say to people on the interview, or what the social media? Because everybody big on social media. So how can people get in contact with you? Say if they want you, there, or as far as like the Christian program, what's your social media?
So I'm not as big on social media as I should be in some platforms. Okay. Big on Facebook.
Okay.
Twitter. I probably need to update my Twitter stuff.
Me too.
Instagram, I got hacked, and it just discouraged me from the whole Instagram thing, and so I haven't had an Instagram presence in a while. But mainly Facebook mainly. You can email me at donpeppers@andersonchristian.net if it's anything Anderson Christian related. If you want to come by if any students want to come by for tours for the school, if you're interested in any of our athletic programs. You can reach me at 864-209-5632. I will pick up my phone and see what I can do for you.
All right, Don, I really appreciate it. It's been an honor.
Appreciate you.
All right. Well, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching Community Talk with Brandon Gear. I hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next time.